The Whispered File. Explorers' Ghost Stories. In the early 1900s, something strange was happening in the remote corners of the world. Not in seance parlors or haunted mansions, but in the field journals of hard men. Explorers, mountaineers, surveyors, who had no patience for ghost stories and every reason to stick to the facts. These weren't spiritualists or spiritualists' wives. These were men who'd stared down polar bears, navigated unmapped rivers, and survived famines that would have broken ordinary people. They'd crossed the Himalayas on foot. They'd hacked through Borneo's jungle. They'd mapped islands in the Pacific that no European had set foot on. They held life cheap, as one collector of their accounts put it. They were, by every measure, the least likely people on Earth to believe in ghosts. And yet, scattered through their expedition diaries and travel books, there were moments when these men paused. When they stopped and wrote down something they couldn't explain. Not with the breathlessness of believers, but with the flat, careful language of witnesses who had no choice but to report what they'd seen. A mountaineer in the Alps would describe a figure that appeared at altitude, impossibly detailed, impossibly present, and then gone. An explorer in New Guinea would recount a night when something moved through the camp that left no tracks. In Labrador, in the Pacific, in the high passes of the Himalayas, the same pattern emerged. Practical men, bent on geography and science, encountering something that didn't fit their maps. The strangest part? Most of these stories never made it to newspapers. They weren't sensationalized. They weren't used to sell books or gather lecture audiences. They were simply recorded, set down faithfully, the way you'd note the weather or the latitude, and then filed away. What made these accounts different from the ghost stories that evaporated when you traced them back to their source was precisely that they came from men with nothing to gain by lying. No one was paying them to see ghosts. No one would believe them, if they did. So here's the question that still lingers. If the hardest, most skeptical men of an age of exploration encountered something in the world's remotest places, something they felt compelled to document but never quite explain, what were they actually seeing out there?